Back at the Lions Center, we're live, we're hanging in, we're tied at 2. Stanford won it 16-14 in game 4. Here's game point.
And it was really the big serve that brought Stanford back. And I think their defense, which gave it to USC, the reaction of their team, they like it. Boy, are they happy. Boy, they were out of it, Bill, really 13-8. I thought they could not come back. We talked about SC's problems. It hit them again. Stats hitting very close. All well, I think SC's really played great defense. Stanford came back blocking in that game. I think that's what turned it around. Their block got a couple of big blocks in the end. That's what turned the match around so far.
And we mentioned it at the time that it's a block that can turn your team around, and certainly that's what happened. And they were hanging heads at 13-8.
They were. I thought they were out of it, actually. SC had a swing to go to 14. Couldn't do it. That'll kill you every time.
And once they got to 10, they went on a little bit of a roll. SC brought it back to 14 all, but then 16-14, and it's over. Now, quickly, explain the scoring here in game 5.
Scoring is very simple. It's point per play. Every time the ball is served, the ball hits the ground, a point will be scored. There is no cap on game 5. You must win by 2. But this goes very quickly.
Yeah, there are no, what you'd say, side outs here. You're going to get a point every time you serve it up.
Actually, when they do the reflip, they do reflip the coin. Usually when you start a match, if you win the flip, you serve. Normally, in the 5th game, if you win the flip, you receive, because the receiving team has an advantage.
Here we go. SC will receive.
I should say the receiving team has an advantage statistically. Ruben Nieves done a great job bringing his team back in this one. They could have folded up too.
Game 5. Here we go. Giuliano, and it's 1-0 USC.
Go right outside of Giuliano. That's good. Setter showing confidence in Giuliano. Struggled in game 4. Went right to him.
Those were your defense. Really pay those dividends. An opportunity for another point right here for SC. Oh, 1-all.
Basically, if you score when you're serving, it's like a mini break in tennis. Puts you up when you're serving because it's really a disadvantage.
You go for it on the serve just as much or even more in rally scoring.
When they started the rally scoring, no, teams didn't. They found out the percentages were better to do your normal serve tough, not give the team, because you're just giving the, there's my dig for
that was a good play, Kirk.
I got the header.
That's why you should be on the soccer team.
But really, they did do that. They started easing up, and they found out better teams just passed and ran their offense. So they go to the hard serve.
2-1 Stanford. Gardner, Stanford, about to take a couple of breaks here if they can get this point. Gardner, they got it back, and it's 2-2.
Again, it's really important in rally scoring. If you have an opportunity to score, you must put the ball away.
Giuliano will serve. Going to 15, but as Kirk said, there's no cap on this one. I don't win by 2. Tied at 2 games apiece. It's a net violation on the Trojans, and it's 3-2, and Stanford will get it.
Bill, in these 5th games, what you find out is the mental errors lose these games for you. You make a mistake, you net. You don't make a play you have, you're going to lose the game.
Gardner the pass. SC really needs this match. Stanford with some good defense. That's also what brought him back in game 4, but a hitting error out long that time by Michael Hofer, and we're tied at 3 again. Kovac will serve. Szilard is his first name. SC can take the lead here. If Gardner, oh, he ran into the roof.
Keenan Whitehurst has really had a very good match, very quietly. He's blocked solid. He's put the ball away when he's needed to. Done a great job for Stanford.
And he's up on the double block again. Now goes off of Aaron Garcia.
The forehead
to the Trojans.
Forehead to the roof block.
He'll be feeling that one tonight. 4-4 Stanford SC in the rally scoring 5th game. And there's an easy point for you. 5-4 Stanford.
Easy point, but you do have to serve tough.
As you mentioned, you don't give up your normal attack. And we'll stay right here at 5-4. Once again, USC, important game as far as they're concerned in the MPSF standings. There's two divisions, the Pacific and the Mountain. The top 3 teams in each will get into the playoffs. Then you get the next 2 with the best record. And Stanford right now would be one of the wild cards, but SC right now trying to catch BYU, which actually has an advantage over them. And let's go now down to Coach McLaughlin.
You're not passing real well, so just get outside, get tight, make up your mind. Here we go. Hey, let's go. Get digging. Get in this game, come on. We got side out, get us back even. Let's go, come on.
What Jim said right there is they're not passing very well, so let's get our block outside ready, what he said. I think he's probably right.
Stanford ready to take the floor again. USC, when you think about their final, as they bang the drum slowly here in game 5, SC plays its next 4 matches on the road. They're at Pepperdine and UC San Diego.
Matches they should be able to win, actually. They're probably better than both those teams. Pepperdine will be tough.
Then to San Diego State, and then finally, of course, UCLA, which will be difficult.
It's always tough to win at UCLA.
5 alls our score. Serving it up, Steve Losey.
When I talked to Jim McLaughlin before the match, and yesterday I talked to him for a while, he said, you know, we're right there. We just keep losing close matches. We've been in a lot of matches. We've had a chance. We just can't put away the long, close match. This would be important for his team, if not for this year, for next year. They're young. You have to build on those successes.
Good teams win the close ones. Teams that aren't quite there yet lose those close ones. That's usually the way it goes, and SC has lost a lot of close ones in the 5th. In fact, against Stanford the last time they met, 15-13. They lost it by a couple, but right now we're tied at 6.
Well, Bill, I've never bought the theory that, well, we're young, we'll get better. Winners win. I don't care if you're a freshman, a senior, somewhere along the way you learn how to make that play. And, you know, that's easy to say we're young, but you stay young a long time if you're not very good.
Good point. Oh, that's one of the hard hits of the match, and it's delivered late. And, of course, that's Matt Furbringer.
Furbringer has done his job. I mean, he has to get 8 to 10 kills a game, and he's right on schedule.
He's got 34 up to this point. He has to answer back. Gardner doesn't do it.
He can't do it. You cannot.
Exactly the same point you made a few moments ago.
You know, the big game, you can't start tipping. Your big hitter, you need him to go up and just pound the ball for a bunch of reasons. One is your teammate expects you to do it.
We'll switch sides at 8-6.
Not a timeout. They switch sides, go right back on the floor. Play continues. SC down a couple breaks right now. Stanford really in the driver's seat. They can score again. You get up 3 points in this point per play.
That's quite a bit.
It's very hard to come back. I have seen teams come back from being 8 down, which is unbelievable. But with the serving, you get hot, you serve a couple, you block a couple. Oh, great serve and a great up.
It was a great save by Brock, but then they call it on Loswick.
Good call. When you had to call it, you expect the ref to make that call. Loswick made a mistake. A great up on a very tough pass. Again, another bad error by USC.
And there's that 3-point lead you were talking about. Very difficult to come back from.
When those leads are all on them, when they're serving, if you're up 3, that's service breaks. You have to get those back when you're serving. It's very difficult.
SC makes a substitution. Shigematsu back in the game. Corey Shigematsu, number 4. For defensive purposes. Brock outside with the swing, off the net, still alive. Stanford, oh, and the block right back down by Giuliano. And SC gets the point. It's now 9-7, and they'll serve it with Brock.
Giuliano and Kovac right there. I think Kovac really has been as SC's steadiest player tonight. He's done a great job in the middle, put the ball away when he's been set.
Good serve by Brock. And there he is, right there. Kovac.
Kovac again, right up on top. Furbringer really trapped that time. He had no choice but to try and do it. Nice timeout call. I think a very good one by Nieves.
Ruben Nieves Still with an advantage, up 9-8. Take a break, be right back for the finish of this one. See you soon.
Sure did delight any.
In a row over USC. They lead 9-8 in game 5. SC the serve, rally scoring. I'm Bill McDonald, Kirk Kilgore alongside. Coming right down to the end here at the Lions Center. It's a 2-point lead and 5 away from a win. And one that will really sit with USC, I think, if they can't come back. Because they had that game 4 in control. And the officials' timeout is taken right now at 10-8.
Only thing I could think they'd be checking is the rotation, possibly a rotation problem after the side change. Sometimes the players, they forget where they are. Kim Pickering, I'm not sure he knows what the problem is.
I'm sure he wouldn't if he was up there with his rotation problem.
Jim Joy, former coach at Redondo High School.
Stanford. Check out their schedule here at the end of the season. They've got quite a few left. They get Laverne on Friday and Ohio State next week. Then California and Pepperdine and Loyola. So they have 5 straight games at home until they go to Honolulu to play Hawaii on the 4th and the 6th of April. That will be a difficult trip for them and kind of show where they are.
Yeah, it's always tough to go over to Hawaii. They packed the new gym, 11,000 screaming fans. It's a great experience over there. It's so much fun to play in Hawaii, but it's real hard to win.
That'll be right towards the end of the season, too. And as I mentioned, a good barometer where they'll be going into the playoffs. 10-8, they lead and trying to wrap up another win here.
Inside.
Low set now, and it's out. No touch. So Stanford really in control now, Kirk.
Well, really a bad pass by SC. Maybe tightening up a bit, maybe tired, hard to tell. But they're not passing well. They're having trouble getting a good swing.
Seifert quickly back in. Or Shigematsu. Serve that time by Jeremy Bart. Gardner. Not quite as much steam on it. Muirbringer.
A lot of steam on it.
And
Bill, what Stanford has done the last game and a half, they're serving Gardner almost every time, making him pass and taking away some of his effectiveness as a hitter.
I think he's lost a lot of steam, too. Right there, though, he uses the block.
Well, he's young, and again, he's not as strong probably physically as he's going to need to be a star hitter. You've got to pass, you've got to be strong.
Now SC needs to get some things done service-wise or get a big block here. They're down 12-9 in the rally scoring. Block there, but goes right back. Muirbringer again. And he dumps it into the open space, 13-9.
Pounding. Little off-speed topper shot.
SC desperately needs it here. Pass. Gardner again, just about every time now. The dig, Jeremy Bart, and on the net, Aaron Garcia, 10-13. But all you've got to do is your normal side out here and you win the game. Brian Edwards.
That's the point. You get a lead like that, and all you have to do is side out twice, you win the game.
That's where
and the match, actually.
Stanford is at this point.
Good. Yes.
He needs some D. He's gonna get it. Gardner's got a lead high. A bit of a free ball, though. And right there again is Keenan Whitehurst, who you mentioned has played a steady, consistent, not a flashy, but just getting it done kind of match.
But you know who I like in this match for Stanford, has done a great job, is Chong. I think he's run a great offense. He's made some great defensive plays when it counted.
It can end right here with a block or a dig. However, Gardner keeps it alive. Now it really gets dicey for SC. They're down 14-11.
Now you can't go back and serve your toughest serve. You miss it, you lose.
You got to put it in.
Real tough situation when you're down like this.
Steve Keck comes into the game for blocking purposes, quite obviously. It's still a tough serve. SC with a chance, and they keep it alive.
Gutsy serve. I like that by Gardner. Goes back. But, you know, you really have to do it, Bill. It's really a funny thing.
14-12. Here goes Gardner again. If he misses, it's over. He missed, and it's over. And Stanford comes from behind and wins it. Game 5, 50-12 to win it 3-2. 12-15, 15-8, 12-15, 16-14, and 15-12.
A really nicely played match by both teams. Great defense. I really think it was Stuart Chong, the setter for Stanford, that made the difference with some great defense, moving his offense around. The big hitter, Fuhrbringer, did his job. Stanford wins in 5.
Stanford now 8-5 in the Pacific Division standings. SC falls to 4-7. Be back to wrap it up from the Lion Center when we return after this break. Stanford tonight over USC.